Wood chips plus cover crops, the soil secret they don't want you to know. Welcome back to Soil Sage Chronicles, fellow gardeners. Today we're diving into a soil secret so powerful it can literally transform your garden from the roots up. You've probably heard of wood chips, you may have heard of cover crops, but have you ever thought about what happens when you combine the two? I'll tell you right now, this duo is a game changer. Stick with me because by the end of this article, you'll see why soil health isn't just about what you feed your plants. It's about how you build a living, breathing, underground ecosystem. The silent crisis. What's happening under your feet? Let's be honest, many gardens are running on fumes. Over time, tilling, chemical fertilizers, and overharvesting strip the soil of life. The result? Hard, compacted ground that repels water, stunted plants that never quite thrive, and harvest baskets that feel lighter year after year. Picture this. In unhealthy soil, roots struggle to push through tight, lifeless earth. Nutrients wash away with the first rain, leaving your plants hungry and vulnerable. Microbes, the tiny workers that make nutrients available, are practically on strike. Now, just compare that to a bed of living, rich soil, loose, crumbly earth that smells like the forest floor. Water sinks in and stays right where roots need it. Worms wriggle happily. Microbes throw a microscopic party. Plants in this kind of soil aren't just surviving, they're exploding with growth, flavor, and resilience. The difference? It all comes down to how we manage the land between harvests. And that's where cover crops, and yes, wood chips, step in like superheroes. Cover crops unveiled, nature's secret weapon. Let's bust a myth right away. Cover crops are not weeds. They're intentional plantings designed to heal and protect your soil when you're not growing food crops. Think of them as green armor and natural fertilizer rolled into one. Some cover crops are nitrogen fixers like clover peas and vetch. These guys pull nitrogen straight from the air and stash it into the soil, free fertilizer. Others like rye and oats are biomass builders, creating tons of organic matter that feed microbes and improve soil tilth when broken down. Then there are deep-rooted species like daikon radish, which act like living jackhammers, breaking up compaction and pulling minerals from deep below. And here's the beauty. When these plants grow, they shade the soil, protect it from erosion, and keep weeds at bay. When they die back or get mowed down, they feed the underground network with carbon-rich residue. It's like hiring an entire workforce of soil builders, without paying for pricey soil amendments. Planting for success, timing, and techniques. So how do we actually get cover crops into the ground? Timing is everything. And since we're heading into September 2025, you've got the perfect window for fall planting. If you live in a cooler climate, sow hardy options like winter rye, hairy vetch, or crimson clover. These will survive frost and keep protecting your soil through winter. In warmer zones, you might try oats or field peas, which thrive in cool fall weather and then winter kill, leaving a perfect mulch come spring. The method is simple. Scatter seeds or broadcasting over your cleared garden bed, rake them in lightly and water. For larger areas, you can sow in rows if you like, but most gardeners find broadcasting easiest. Come spring, you'll need to terminate the cover crop before planting your veggies. That can be as easy as mowing it down, cutting it with a weed whacker, or simply crimping and leaving it as a mulch layer. For tender crops like lettuce or carrots, you can also lightly incorporate the residue into the top layer of soil. Beyond the basics maximizing your cover crop ROI, here's where it gets really exciting. Cover crops don't just work alone. Mixing species together creates a living buffet for your soil life. Imagine a blend of rye for biomass, clover for nitrogen, and radish for deep tilling. Each brings unique strengths, and together they supercharge your soil in ways a single species can't. Of course, there are challenges. Some gardeners worry about cover crops going to seed and becoming weeds, or they find the termination process intimidating. The trick is choosing species that fit your climate and goals, and learning when to mow them down before they become unruly. The payoff? Huge. With consistent use, cover crops increase organic matter year after year, meaning you'll spend less on fertilizers and soil amendments. They improve water retention, making your garden drought resilient, and they turbocharge yields because your plants finally have the healthy underground foundation they deserve. Now let's talk about the other half of this secret: wood chips. On their own, wood chips are already powerful. They conserve moisture, suppress weeds, and feed soil fungi as they slowly decompose. But when you combine them with cover crops, you create a 1-2 punch of soil regeneration. Here's how it works. Cover crops provide a steady flow of fresh green organic matter, nitrogen-rich and fast to decompose. Wood chips, on the other hand, are carbon-heavy and slow to break down. Together, they balance each other out perfectly. The chips keep the soil covered and moist, while the cover crops feed the microbial community the quick snacks it needs. The result? A thriving fungal bacterial partnership underground that mimics the natural cycles of a forest. Think of it like this. Cover crops are the energy drink for your soil, and wood chips are the slow-release meal that keeps things steady. Together they create the ultimate regenerative cycle. The regenerative future your garden transformed. Now just take a moment to picture your garden 1 year from now. Instead of bare beds after harvest, you've got a lush carpet of green cover crops. Come spring, you mow them down, leaving a rich mulch that worms and microbes devour. Wood chips on your pathways or even as a top dress layer keep the soil moist, cool, and full of life. Your plants grow deeper roots, resist pests and drought better, and reward you with harvest baskets so heavy they almost break your arms. You're no longer stuck in the cycle of feed, plant, deplete. Instead, you've created a regenerative loop that gets better with time. And the best part, you did it with simple natural tools, seeds and chips that anyone can use. Final thoughts: the soil secret is yours. Friends, the combination of wood chips and cover crops is more than a gardening hack. It's a regenerative philosophy. It's about working with nature instead of against it, building soil that will nourish not just this season's plants, but generations of gardens to come. If this vision excites you, don't wait. Try sowing a cover crop this fall, add a layer of wood chips where you can, and watch your soil, and your harvests, come alive. This is Soil Sage Chronicles, and I'd love to hear your stories. Have you tried cover crops before? Are you experimenting with wood chips? Share your experience in the comments and let's learn together. Don't forget, subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles and share this article with a fellow gardener. Together we're regenerating soil, one garden at a time.